get some light on. There we go. How's your day been going? I'd like to offer you guys an opportunity to come in before I start cooking up this good nutrition. Get ready to give y'all some nutrition. Come on in here. Get in here. I'll give y'all a chance to come on in. How's your day going? Halfway through the workday or on your way home? Or just chilling, just getting in, just taking a lunch break, whatever you're doing. Today I have a message, and it's as simple as this: the truth will set you free. That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. It's that simple. The truth will set you free. And the thing about secrets and the thing about things that we hold in is that the longer that you hold it, just like with problems or worries that you might have, or situations that you might find yourself in that you have nobody to talk to, if you haven't met God and haven't established a relationship with Him, those things become very heavy. And it sits on you, and it seems like the longer it sits on you, the more harder it gets. It's like it goes from uh, a liquidy to sort of thickness in your soul. Then it goes to like uh, rocky. Then it goes to like a cement, loose cement. And then it turns hard and it builds up in your soul. And I personally believe that your soul is in your gut because I find whenever the Holy Spirit is tugging on me about something without it being a word being said, just a sort of a tug, and it's always in my gut, my spirit man. And so I think part people use the heart, the organ, because of the symbolism of it being the main vessel as far as uh, pumping the blood and regulating things. But the spirit man, I really believe, is in our loins. Having your loins girt about with truth, you know. And I believe that that secrets and things that trouble us, trouble our spirit, I believe those things build up in us and that they get harder and harder and build up, 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 up until it does. It it uh it makes us more colder. It makes us feel a way about people in general as opposed to aiming that feeling at the secret or at the person. And no matter how um, tucked down in our soul it is, there's certain things that sort of bring those feelings to life. There's certain things that sort of make you feel like away. When those things are triggered, something is triggered about that thing. You know what I'm saying? And I said, let me come online and grill something up real quick. Come here. I got a verse for you real quick. Hold on. John 8 and 23. Is it 23 or 32? John 8 and 32. And you shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. You see, some of us have been through a lot of different things in our lives. And instead of the weight and the shame being on who is supposed to be on, a lot of times we carry it. And a lot of times because we carry it and time goes on, um, it becomes our burden. It becomes our baggage. And we cannot um, hold something inside of us and give the perpetrator power from victimizing us and continuing to. We cannot give them the power of allowing them the space of our God in so many ways. Because whether or not you feel like they have a certain amount of control of your life, they do. Because even if they're not living rent free in your head, even if it's something that you can't even think of, even if it's something that's so buried, but things trigger you every now and again. You think about it and then you just tuck it back in because you don't want to think about it. That's why I feel like so many people who sell out, that's why I feel that they are connected to shame for the rest of their lives. Because in private, they know when it was time to make a decision, they know what they chose. And they know why they chose it. And I don't care how much you say, okay, well, if there wasn't a child, yeah, I made that decision, but I feel pressured because I needed the money or I needed this or, um, I was doing it for my family. I was trying to get my family out of debt or whatever. Um, there's always something at that crucial moment that gives you a chance to back out. Because even God gives us a free will. Even when somebody is coming to you and telling you something and they are coming from the enemy, there's still something tugging on you inside of you like, this don't feel right. It's always something that don't sound right about it. It's always something that has presented itself in your life, whether it was your parents, your upbringing, or whatever. that presents to you this state of mind like, mm, if I do this, then, I was watching this here picture, this movie. It's called Frequencies, and it's on YouTube for free. And it starts off a little bit slow, but I like the way it starts off because it starts off calling the children by these highly well-known, educated people. Like you could tell that they were at some type of experimental school. These children are at some type of private school, some type of experimental program or something. And the one of the kids, without giving the story away, I'm not gonna give it away because I know some people might want to watch it. But if you're watching this, then you have YouTube for free. So who don't have YouTube? Anyway, but one of the kids, he had very low frequency, and one of the girls, she had such high frequency. And they give this away in the first 10 minutes of it, so I'm not giving nothing away. That's crucial. And because the boy had such a low frequency when he was little, the principal at school wanted him to go, but it was his decision to stay or go. And he was looking at the girl who had the highest frequency, and she was a pretty girl, but she had such a high frequency, it took away from other qualities of hers. So she couldn't love. As a matter of fact, when somebody got too close to her for more than a minute, something would fall on their head. Nobody could talk to her more than 1 minute. She couldn't love. So I'll let y'all see it from there. But the point of the movie that I got that I wanted to bring up was some people feel like when they put certain things on you, then they're taking something away from you too. And people are usually incorporated in your life that will keep it so short with you and won't tell you really what's going on. And that everything that you've known, you have to go against everything you've ever known and take the chance of getting to know God and letting Him lead you. And in order for you to, in order for you to be, uh oh, hold on, uh oh, in order for you to be free, in order for you to be, in order for you to feel like you can be free, in order for you to see hope to be free, in order for you to, with faith, I really love how every time you introduce to the word faith in the Bible, it always say, have faith of a mustard seed. Every time you hear that word, you almost all time you hear behind it, faith of a mustard seed. And you know what? Why I think that that's so crucial? Because if you have enough hope, that can be called faith. Because if you have a lot of hope, and you only need faith of a mustard seed, then be like, well, I know that I have seen God work miracles, even if you can't say it was in your own life. That's enough. That's enough right there. That's all you need. Just a little bit. It's not overwhelming to have a little bit of faith. Do you have a lot of desire for things to change? Do you have a lot of hope for things to change? Are you willing to do something you've never done for things to change? How bad do you want things to change without hurting anybody, without hurting yourself, without selling out? It's been so important to me in my life to live a life that I don't sell out. Even when I was in the streets, I didn't never want to go against myself to the point where I felt like a piece of trash. There was this situation where this guy, he wanted his son to lose his V card. And he wanted to be around when his son lost the V card. And his son was 16 for his sweet 16. So he took him to an after party. And his son chose me. He wanted me to take him his V card. And I'm like, how old is your son? I'm thinking he's 18 because he's there at the after parties after two. His dad is there. I'm like, how old is your son? And he was like, even if he was 18, at that time I was like 28 because I had just left the Muslim faith. And so I was like, how old is your son? And he was like, because he looked young and he looked it like he was like shy. And he was like, he just turned 16. I'm like, oh my God, what is he doing here? He's like, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. He's like, it's okay. He chose you. He was like, so here's $500. I'm like, oh no, I'm not doing that. I don't do that. And he was like, okay, well, look, I wasn't gonna do this. He was like, but here's $1,000. He is like, all you got to do is just, I'm like, you don't have to tell me what to do. I'm not doing that. I'm not touching no 16-year-old boy, no. And so this guy was like, he asked his friends or whatever. So they wanted to offer me $3,000, and I mean, I only had like 100 or something dollars. It was nothing they could have gave me to do that. And not that I was such goody, but I never wanted to do that. There's some things I did because of, I was using. And, there's things that I've done that I wouldn't do again if I wasn't. But there was never nothing I did that went against me, that I wake up and be like, I can't believe. Now, there's been some things that I've done just embarrassing myself. So don't get me wrong. Like, oh my God, I made a fool of myself. I can't believe I did this and that. But there was nothing that would shake me, that would wake me up out of my, getting lit or whatever. Like, that'd be like, oh, heck no. And that's just one of many situations that I had walked away from and I was using. I have never, there's been a lot of situations that I walked away from and trying to pursue my dreams as far as not getting famous. I didn't want to never get famous, but I've told you guys about all that stuff. I was watching this guy who I was just watching him earlier, and he was I'm sure a lot of you people, a lot of you have seen it because he had like went viral, and it's very interesting where record executives wanted him to come out as the first bi rapper, And this is when August Messina, you know, the Will Smith's son, that Jada had gotten, his friend that Jada had got involved with, that was, real trifling. Um, it was his son friend, and then the mother had uh started seeing him, and Jada, she did that. And anyway, um, so his album was coming out, and so anyway, they was having all these tour buses and stuff. He showed different pictures. He show his video, different stuff like that. And he was like, he felt like the guy was stringing him along because he had him sign a contract and he never paid him. But he was getting tour buses. He was getting different stuff. So he met Big Boy from Atlanta, and he was on a tour with him. But they was going to different clubs and stuff. So he was doing all this stuff, and finally he goes to the record executive, and I really you everybody believe him because by the time you see all the clips and stuff, and the way you could tell how he was talking, that he knew what he was talking about. It was, you can always tell when somebody's for real and somebody isn't. Even if you don't have a serious discernment, you can tell when uh the real things show up. You might be seeing something fake a long time, and then you'd be like so convinced. But when the real thing show up, you're like, hey, wait a minute, this don't look the same. This is the artificial article right here. This is authentic. That's the copy. It don't take no discernment to know when something is real and when somebody is for real. And so anyway, he was like, finally, he's in the office with all these people, and now the manager's gotten to know him so well that he's like on first name basis with him. He know the mom. He's like, all you gotta do is kiss a girl, and this girl's supposed to be first he was talking about kiss a girl in video. He was like, I don't know, man, because I got a girlfriend, and I don't know. He was like, man, you gonna be a millionaire. You know what? She gonna benefit from this too. So he was like, he don't know. But anyway, something happened, of course, that they couldn't get the girl. But then they was like, okay, how we gonna do this? How we gonna do this? Okay, I know. Before this person come out with their album, before this person come out with their album, which I'm sure is gonna be some hits, I think that you should be the first male bi rapper. And as you know, when that guy who put that blood in the gym shoes for, I think, Adidas brand or Nike brand, that guy anyway, the black guy who he made a mockery of God and wound up in the hospital, his face twisted or whatever, forget his name. But he came out as a bi, and he went straight to the top because you get that whole community behind you, and that's a big community. And so he's like, well, I don't know. He's like, I don't have nothing against those people. Now, mind you, not all these people in the room now, all guys. He was like, but man, I'm not that way. He was like, man, he's like, kissing a guy is like kissing your mom. It's just a kiss. He's like, and yeah, so he's like, he's looking around the room, and everybody just sort of, he's like, it's like slow motion at the end. So the manager guy like, what you tripping over? And as he looking around the room, everybody looking like, what's wrong with you? It's just a kiss. Like he felt real peer pressure in that moment. And y'all know how that moment goes. That moment goes like, are you someone who's gonna be in the clique? Or are you gonna be on the outs? You always have a chance to get in the clique. But when they find out you're not going to click up and that you're on the outs, they always let you know that you've made this big, big, big miscalculation. You made this big mistake because you could have been in. And that's why I feel they make those type of the biggest offers will go to people who have the most conviction. Because what the enemy need with people who's already on his side, if they can turn somebody, like Interview with the Vampire. That's something I watched a long time ago, and at that time I really, really got into that and Blade and all that stuff, but I haven't even brought this up in a long time. But in that, the guy had to make the decision because the guy who wanted to turn him, how you doing? The guy who wanted to turn him had to ask him before he turned him. And the guy, Johnny Depp, was playing. He was like, he didn't have nothing to live for. His girl and his child had just got offed or whatever. They passed away. So he was like in a slumber, constantly getting drunk. He ain't got nothing to live for. And the guy, he just sort of kept watching him, watching him. Then finally he was like, do you want to live forever? And do you, and if you can live forever, we can go anywhere you want to go. You can, you'll always have money. You'll always have, he offered him the world. And he's like showing him he could fly and all this stuff he could do. And he's like, wow, he's like, yeah. So he offered it to him, and then he gave it to him. He turned him. And that's the same thing when you come to a crucial time and then somebody turns you. They turn you into a vampire. They turn you into one of them. And it's always something that make you go back on who you are so that they can bring a certain shame to you so that you feel you don't have a way out. But if it's done before you're of age, it's not your burden to carry. It's not yours. But there will be, if you keep it a secret, then you accept it as yours. But if you tell the truth, you have given the pain of it. You have given the guilt of it. You have given the shame of it. You have given it back to who it belongs to. That wasn't mine. That's not mine. That's yours because you was wrong. I was a child. And everything that I've done, I can take accountability for. And the things I haven't done that I felt ashamed about and everything, God walked me through those things during my spiritual awakening. So I have dealt with the things that it made me feel. Okay, but the things that I can't feel because it's not mine to feel, I give it back to you. I throw it back out there in this evil world where the deception took place in the first. I know people were so shocked when I say certain things the last time I was on. Like, how did she remember? I didn't even know she remembered that. I know somebody asked my cousin, did that actually happen? And my cousin's 2 years older than me. I never brought it up to nobody, not even my exes or nobody, because I kept suppressing it. Anytime any thought of it come up, I just suppress it. And I had a dream, and the other part of it that I said on the last time I was on 3 days ago on a Friday. I was on last Friday. And but that came to me in a dream why that was. And then I was able to put it all together. I'm like, oh, that's why that was. Okay. And so now it's time to say it. It's time to relieve yourself because the smear campaign did not work. Because as time has went on, I have been established. I have been established to the point where the doctors here know me. I have been established to where I've had all kind of tests. I have been established enough where I started a ministry in 2024. The only reason why I kept asking God, can I stop? Was because of what was going on. And I was like, ain't nobody really watching on YouTube anyway. So I started here. I wanted to be here once because people was like saying that, oh yeah, it's hard to make it on YouTube. It's not, this ain't TikTok. It's hard to make it on YouTube, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, yes it is, because every time I go on there, but I was like, can I at least get my teeth done? I'm like, oh my God, I wanted to get because I had did the top, got the top done. I was like, can I get my teeth done? It's really expensive to get your teeth done. And I was like, so, and I just didn't have the same type of strength and the same amount of desire to walk things out the way I do now, because I was still going back and forth in my old circle. I was still not wanting to let go because not only did I love the people and everything, but also I didn't feel like I would be able to pick up my medicine. I didn't feel like I'd be able to go to the doctor. I didn't feel like I'd be able to do anything. I always was borrowing money. I didn't see a way that I could live uh, without any support. And it wasn't until I completely put the support um, down and to start depending on God for all of my support that He has now made me not codependent. Because it wasn't until then that I could actually feel that all I need is God to make it. And that it's not fair to me to have more loyalty to people who don't respect me. And no matter how much you give, you might be thinking you can give enough, and then they will finally see that they can trust you, they that you are for them. One month I had saved all the way up till somebody's birthday, and it was hard for me to save. But then I had Uber to drop them off some stuff for their birthday, and sent them some money for their birthday and stuff. And they was like, "How did you have this?" I was like, "I saved all month because I was," and they was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." Yes, I did. And you didn't even borrow nothing from me. And no, I thought you said that you was without this and that. I was like, "Yeah, I did, but I was, but I held on because I really wanted to make sure you had a good birthday. You just been looking out for me so much, and I just wanted to make sure." And then even the person they told, they was like, "You don't deserve that." I'm like, "Why they say that? You don't deserve that?" I'm like, "Why would they say that to you? As much as you do." Like, I feel so bad. I'm like, "Why you feel bad?" I was so proud of this brother as he was talking. He made me so proud of him because he didn't ever say he didn't sell out. That used to be such a terrible thing. If somebody called you Uncle Tom or called you a sellout, that was worse than calling you a B or saying F you to your face. That's like somebody slapping you across your face. Licking their hand and slapping you. If somebody said that, those are fighting words, unless you know you are. When Cat Williams had went on that show and he was telling about how it was 4 people in that room and this person that offered them all this amount of money right there on the spot if they would do this and do that, and he was like, I was the only one who said I wouldn't. I don't care how much money you had, and it was 3 other people in there, and 3 people you know too, and everybody believed him. You know why? Because when the truth is told, there's a certain amount of conviction that comes out with the truth. It's a certain amount of knowing that comes out with the truth. You don't have to be uh, uh, trained in people body language. It's just the way people communicate the truth is different than when they communicate a story. And it don't have nothing to do with the way they phrase things. It's the knowing. It's the things that said before it. It's the things that said behind it. It's the knowing of things, information that other people wouldn't usually have. It's the language lingo they usually talk in versus when they saying something that is just the truth that stands out. It's so many factors goes into when the truth comes out. It comes out like a lightning bolt. That's what the truth is. It's a lightning bolt. And I said, let me get on here and give y'all some good nutrition. Get your nutrition. Get your nutrition. Y'all need some fruit. Y'all need some vegetables. Y'all need some meat. Put that on your plate too. Yes, sir. And the truth shall set you free. Freedom. Freedom is not something that you can buy. You think about how many rich people that have so many problems and have all this money. They can't pay for their problems to go away. They can't pay for love. They can't pay for understanding. Hmm. This red light lipstick like my teeth. They can't pay for joy. More money, more problems sometimes. And I don't have nothing against money. I really love money. It's not my end all be all, but I do. I be loving to shop and stuff too. But it's not to say get on social media and tell all your business, tell everybody, unless that's your path and that's what the Lord's having you to do. But that was my um final step in my um path to freedom. And though I have been feeling peace and freedom and joy all along the way, but then there's different tests at different times. You know, you level up and then you can relax, and you can level up and then relax. But one thing I'm just so excited about is ever since I have given my self over to my will over to God. I have been having peaceful night's sleep. I have not been having no bad dreams. I have not had to worry about that kind of stuff. How about this was the very first time that like I'm seeing a lot of different stuff that is Christmas in July or whatever, that some of the vessels that my that God had me to um follow. So one of them was saying that it's gonna be Christmas in July, and that's my birthday in July too, and July 14th. And then so I've been seeing Christmas in July, y'all. I really have. And how about I went to the pharmacy and I told y'all I have to pick up my medicines 3 different times out the month. So in order to get one down, I just was like, instead of picking it up on the 10th, I waited to pick it up on the 18th with my other medication. So that means I had to go without one of my medications for that amount of days so that I can pick them both up the same day in order for me to cut back on my Uber costs. And just in case my insurance was tripping about my Uber rides, which now I just been paying for them when I can pay for them. And then I just save those for when I can't pay for them because I've been having problems with them. So anyway, so how about I went to the pharmacy and they gave me all my medicine at the same time because I told them about what, like they was like, "Oh, you were supposed to put this up on a." I was like, "Yeah, but I've been having to catch an Uber and this, that. And I've been having problems with this, that." And then so she looked in the computer. She was like, "Don't you got to get this in 2 days? You got to get this. You got to get this." They gave me all my medicine at once, and then they had made a note about it, so I'll be getting all my medicine at once. Not to mention the generous donations for my birthday, and you know, making me able to pay my rent a month in advance, and so that I could stay ahead of the ball. Now I can pay my whole cable bill instead of having payments. And then I can, you know what I'm saying, I can get caught up on everything instead of paying my rent next month so I can have some money to put to the side and stuff, so I'm not feeling so just here a little bit here, a little bit there, and I can shop a little bit more freely with my food. So that's something that's always so important to me. Um, my son has a very healthy appetite. And, though I could eat the same 4 things, I pretty much do because I just love my fruit, my sherbet, my shakes and stuff like that. Of the little pizzas. Now I'm eating the cheese pizzas and I'm not buying pork no more. I'm off of pork. We're off of pork, me and my son. And yeah. And what else? Oh, I like those skinless sausages sandwiches too. But I could eat the same few things, but I eat more than that. I have to eat vegetables and fish too. But anyway, so I have been seeing Christmas in July, and a lot of you should be too. This last thing that I had was able to get off of me that I have not been wanting to say at my own detriment, um, because I just felt like it was too much. It was just too much. And it really was keeping me bound. Like, but I didn't even do nothing. I didn't do this. And so I was able to, what's going on here? So I was able to let that go and give it back, give it away, give it back, give it away. It's not on me, and I'm free from it. It never makes things go away, but I'm healed from it. And I've been obedient So now I've been freed from it. Not that it was clogging my mind or nothing. It's just that there's certain times that some things come up and it be like I think of it and then I just suppress it. Well, I don't want to think of that. Or somebody might say something and I look at them like, and so now I don't have to feel any type of way about anything. I haven't done anything wrong. I've done a lot wrong in my life, but I've taken accountability for the things I've done wrong. And I have paid my dues for the things I've done wrong. And I've been trying to live a certain God fearing life. And I shouldn't have no reason to feel bound about nothing. And just like this brother, he was saying that he did this, and now he's like, now look at the music industry. Now look at how a lot of artists aren't even getting paid. Now look at all this stuff came out and that's been revealed about intimacy, sexuality, I should say, and all this stuff. He's one on one. He had his family. When they was trying to make him feel some type of way, they was like, "Man, you're gonna be broke for the rest of your life. You're gonna be." He was like, "Man, no, not really. I come from money." But can you imagine how shame he would have felt? Like, let's say he did do that, and he had one big hit, and he had to wind up paying all this money back, and then not only is he in debt, but he's also indebted to them because maybe they even got it on videotape, like they have everybody else on videotape. And now he has a went against his own self, and he can't hardly look at himself in the mirror because of the kind of conviction he had in his heart when the moment came, and he couldn't speak up. And if you couldn't in certain moments, we all make mistakes. And sometimes we go further than we want to. And yes, we have to just simply ask God to create us in us a new heart and to go on and do better. That's all. But if you have opportunity in that moment, it's good too. I was just really proud of him in this movie that I was watching about frequencies. It's a pretty good movie. I think it's really more of a something that will make you. No, it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Period. It's nothing. It's a good movie. You'll like it. And yeah. So the truth will set you free. And I was telling my son, I was telling him that you can talk to me about anything. I know that, it's a lot of stuff you'd rather talk to your dad about or whatever, or maybe some things that you might, you know, want to keep to yourself. But I just want you to know that it's not much I don't know about. And I accept you for who you are unconditionally, no matter what. And if you ever want to talk to me about anything, you can. You never feel embarrassed about nothing, never feel ashamed about nothing. And because you're not the only one in the world who's had those feelings or those thoughts or whatever. So I had a real good talk with him because I don't want him to ever feel bound or feel like he's not in a position that he's feeling like anybody could, he don't have nobody to go to. And I prayed over him. He's like, Mom, I'm not real religious. I'm like, I'm not religious either. I'm spiritual. He's like, yeah, but I'm like, okay, I know, but just thank you for letting me pray over you. Okay. And I prayed in his room, and the Lord told me to put the holy oil and put the armor in his room too. So that ain't nothing funny about that, but I did when I was straightening up his room for him while he's in the shower. But just dusting, doing some dusting. Okay, if you're gonna keep on making commercials come on, then I'm not gonna play you no more. I'm about to get off anyway. But it's a reason why the truth sets you free. Because lies are heavy. Lies are heavy. And secrets are, it depends on the secret, because I can keep a secret and all that. But, it depends on the secret. If it's something that takes away from you, that's another thing. It took that secret kept took away from me. And I didn't have a chance to decide. My choices was taken from me. So now, as I finish my healing, as I continue to heal, because I don't think that will ever be finished as far as completely done, because we're all work in progress. But the biggest chunk of it has been taken care of because I'm in a really good place with myself, my life, and not trying to please anyone outside of my son and my God, myself. Um, I really, really want to give my team, you guys, the best content. I also post a lot of what's that called? Oh, first of all, also too, when I said I was watching Madonna, I wasn't actually watching Madonna. You know how those short clips come up on your thing? That's what I was watching. I was watching a short clip of Madonna. I wasn't watching her concert or nothing because I'm just seeing that she had a concert. I was just watching a short clip. Those what I was watching because I don't watch concerts and stuff like that. I don't watch award shows or nothing like that. I'll see short clips. Not like I'm saying it's so such a big sin or nothing. I'm just saying that I don't because of my personal calling. But anyway, yeah, so I just wanted to say that, and then also that so I want to say that, and what else? So anyway, I'll see you guys in the morning and 8 to 9, and yeah, the truth will set you free, and freedom and uh freedom and love and joy, all these high frequency feelings, these are what's of God. That's what's of God. Cleanliness is close to God. And whenever you get close to God, you'll feel it because it's freeing. It's liberating. It feels good. It feels good inside. It just feels like real good. So see you in the morning, 8 to 9, all right? Peace.